He's cut and staggered all over the place. Referee lets it continue, and he attacks again. Round number 2. Prince still with confidence, in control here as Medina tries to attack. And when Medina comes in and does anything, the crowd's really a buzz. It's kind of split between, they almost want to hate Prince. And he's showing one thing. Oh, he nails the former champion, and down he crumbles to the canvas. Both of these guys want it so bad they can taste it. And that's what makes it for a great fight as he goes down for the second time.
For knockout, still undefeated, still WBO featherweight champion of the world, Prince Naseem Hamed.
In the world, and I will prove it here. Let's see. Resilient. Previously in their careers, many of them have just...
Hamed starting well with that jab. Very relaxed. He's just pumping it out and it's landing every time.
And indulging in a wee bit of showboating as well. Impressive Sheffield Arena with 13,000 fans inside. And he does have this way of throwing other punches from crazy angles, particularly that kind of corkscrew type uppercut. You saw it attempted there. There's a left hand, that's rocked Badillo. Then a right as well.
Starting to move up the gears here, and that's good stiff right hands going in. Yes, it is. There's nothing really.
Very patient. Hamed here, waiting his chances, trying to work his openings. Impressive, really. Now it looks here as if he's decided that he's going to get the argument finished. Now that's not a knockdown, just wrestled Badillo there.
I don't think as many would argue with that.
Huge jab, and now he's going through the razzle-dazzle. He's dancing while they're clinching. Hamed, watch the use of the shoulder.
Again, that right hand working so well, and this is a very confident Hamed.
Look at this, I think he's trying to do all this for the Sheffield fans. He's playing to the audience, trying to taunt poor Badillo, who's taking all this. Once or twice in the past, Hamed has taken some sting. Not too happy, took another big left hand. This fellow is durable, but even he was wobbled by that. Then a right. Blood coming from his nose. This could be the finish now. They want to stop it. Badillo's corner want to stop it. They've rescued him. They don't want him to take any more of this. And Prince Naseem Hamed retains the WBO featherweight champion. Here is Kevin Kelly. Have a sit down, Kevin. Here you are. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Now then, what have you got to say to him now?
Can I just say, he's right in front of me, and I can honestly tell him that I'm going to knock him spark out. I'm going to knock his spark out.
Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. And your best man win. Touch up. Let's go. Come on, guys. Touch up. All right, let's do this.
Inquiring minds want to know, is Hamed a prince or a frog? Power of his own with his quickness, and we haven't seen the evidence of that as yet.
I think the mistake he made, there we saw it, right there.
There's the power. There's the power you were talking about. And Kelly is stunned.
Hey, come on, man.
Naseem breaks so many rules of textbook boxing, it's as though he not only hasn't read the book, he hasn't looked at the table of contents. Leans his head back, ducks from side to side, trying to get away from punches. Takes a hard left from Kelly there. And lands a couple power punches. Kevin Kelly lands a hard left hand. Kelly misses with the right and misses wildly with the right. Landing more accurately in this round than has been the case before, but taking some leather in return. Down goes Kelly on two hard left hands.
5, 6, 7, 8. Give me hands. Back up.
Now they're even. Both fighters down twice in the fight.
Ooh, a good
Blistering right hand by Hamed. Kelly a little slow to respond here. Gets in the crowd, boo that. Hard left hand by Kelly, and a right hand shot. leaping right hand by the Prince. And a hard left. And Kelly's down for the third time.
Whoa!
6, 7, 8, 9.
He's got a half a minute, and he is definitely hurt.
He's
and the
for real.
fight is over.
He's for real. The Prince is for
Unbelievable
real.
punching power, George.
It's almost like De La Hoya. You don't know where they get.
Congratulations, Naz. A question. There was some disputed knockdowns on both sides in this fight.
It's got to be with me, you know. You know I bring drama, excitement. You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope to a knockout. Now, wait. The main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish that Allah makes him nice and safe and there's nothing wrong with him at all. That I first pray for Allah. And I bless, I want to thank Allah first for my win, for an unbelievable win. I came with a little bit of a sore throat, bit of a husky voice, but I'm ready, man. As you've seen, no matter what happens here, I've got my faith in Allah and I will always prevail.
Second round, he hit you twice.
Yeah, I know.
You tripped. Was that a real knockdown? Did you when you remember?
Yeah, I felt that my feet was a bit off balance, but I give him the shot. Yeah, I think he may should have got that knockdown. But saying that, it's up to the referee.
Right.
But saying that,
all right, maybe we'll be able to get it up here on our screen. But if we can't, there were also one or two occasions when you might have knocked him down, but he sort of draped himself on you and went to the canvas very shrewdly.
how many times did he do that, Larry?
I remember a couple of times at least.
Well, I'll let you know. It was more than a couple of times. Every time I hit him the right hook, it really hurt him bad, and it's done. And that's what I'm telling you. Featherweights with Prince Naseem, when they get hit, it's a whole different story. When they get hit, it breaks the concentration, and they get ready to get knocked out. I just hope that they're all safe. That's what I hope.
Well, at the end of the day, or at least of the night, did this kid belong in the ring with you?
You seen the guy knock me down. You seen the guy give me problems in some of the rounds. How can you say that should he be in the ring with me? Of course he should have been in. He's only lost one fight. He's got the same knockout percentage as me. Don't tell me about should he be in the ring with me. I pick out the best. I picked out a fight. I picked a fighter that is basically harder and a better puncher and more dangerous. The Barrera, Morales, all of them guys, and they never came to the table except Augie. Damn, I'm looking good.
All right. Barrera and Morales If ego was a crime, the Prince would be on death row.
We back it, then flip it like cause we jacket, then strip it like
And if ego is a virtue, the Prince is king.
Vegas, Nevada, the challenger, Augie Kid Vegas Sanchez. And introducing in the red corner, wearing leopard with Adidas trim, weighing 126 pounds, also his professional record is a perfect one, consisting of 34 bouts with 34 victories, including 30 knockouts, and he is rated pound for pound among the best in the world today. From Sheffield, England, here is a man who is proud to honor his father and mother and the heritage of his family with Allah Akbar Muhammad Al Rasul Allah. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning and defending undefeated featherweight champion of the world, Prince Naseem.
Left, right. And once again, you see the awesome punching power of Prince Naseem Hamed. And that's going to be the end of the fight. Ring doctor into the ring. Mike Ortega there before they can start a count. Hamed knocks out Augie Sanchez.
I can tell anyone, if the Prince comes close to your hometown, you better go out and see this. This is a phenomenon. This is it. Never seen anything so spectacular as the young Muhammad Ali when he was Cassius Clay.
Ever seen a bigger puncher in the lower weight class?
You just don't know where the power is coming from. It's an athletic miracle what he does with those punches.
We'd have to go back and watch the fight in tape to calculate how many knockdowns there could have been if Ortega had ruled a knockdown every time a possible knockdown was there for the ruling. I think there was, was there one knockdown in the fight? Two, maybe? There could have been six.
All I can tell you is, look, he's an acrobat. You better get his autograph.
Yep.
Now watch how he holds his balance, keeps his eyes open. It's amazing. You never see a puncher with that kind of balance. Eyes wide open, takes a chance. Even when you're fighting a puncher, you take a chance. That's amazing. That is amazing.
And the doctor was in the ring before Ortega would ever have had a chance to begin a count. So the fight was over, in effect, from the moment Sanchez hit the canvas because of all the punishment he had taken up to that point. You're right, George. He got hammered by power punches in every one of the 4 rounds.
And to think about it, he comes in courageously when you're in with a puncher. Sanchez is a puncher. He hurts you every time he hits you.
And Sanchez has not yet gotten up off the canvas. And medical practitioners are getting order in the ring so that they can properly deal with Augie Sanchez. This is a live shot of Sanchez.
Don't get excited. Carry out, okay, Augie?
Once again, remember, his father-in-law, Pat Barry, is his trainer, and I believe that's the voice of Pat Barry saying, don't get excited, they're going to carry you out.
I said early on that knockdown that they call a slip was truly a knockdown and should have been counted to give this guy a chance to recover a bit and even get some mercy. But the ref called it a slip.
Right now. Hang on, we're waiting.
And you can see that every possible protection is being brought to bear to give Augie Sanchez the best chance to leave Connecticut in good shape.
Yep. He's young, and he's in great condition.
He's only 22.
He's in good condition, so probabilities are great.
As Larry pointed out, he had a long amateur career, almost made the United States Olympic team at the expense of Floyd Mayweather in 1996. There's Prince Naseem Hamed, his father at the side of the screen there to the left, his father Sal, who came from Yemen to Sheffield, England, didn't speak the language, brought his family there. And as Naz says, my father's my hero. He found a job in a strange country and raised his family.
Had a long trail.
Final punch stat numbers. Naseem Hamed, 81 of 229. almost all of them power punches, almost all of them devastating power punches. And Augie Sanchez managed to get off 114 punches and land 43. 40 of 98 power shots for Sanchez, who hurt Hamed 2 or 3 times in the fight, but was hurt much more badly in return.
Probably don't want to upset the Prince.
Out of the ring. Let's move.
Prince Naseem talking to trainer Oscar Suarez at the far corner of the ring as he and his group gather and try to stay out of the way while Augie Sanchez is lifted onto the gurney.
You really want to hope that everything is going to be okay.
Well, I think he was conscious, George. It looked to me as though he was conscious and listening to his father-in-law, Pat Barry, as he was told what was about to happen. That's Pat Barry in the shiny silver shirt, leaning in just above Augie's chest. And both men to the left of Pat Barry are doctors. Obviously, the concern stems from the 3 punches that took Sanchez out and the force with which he hit the canvas after being hit by the last punch while going down.
You can understand why the other fighters decided they didn't want this boxing match.
There you have it. That's why 6 guys didn't find the money quite appealing enough to be here on August 19. Guys ridiculed the Prince for his style. Some have even stepped up to say, well, maybe his punching power isn't everything people say it is. Those are not the guys who've been in the ring with him.
No, this guy can punch. He hits. Doesn't have the appearance of a true hitter, but he hits.
And don't push my dad as well.
Emmanuel Stewart points to Naz's powerful legs, soccer legs as he calls them.
You know, it's strange though. He got in trouble one round. He sat down on the stool. The second round, and started looking to Emmanuel Stewart.
Yeah.
That tells you what he should be doing then.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how he works out the politics of all that. So far, it has not seemed to affect him negatively, although this is the second time, George, this is the second time that you've looked at one of his fights and said, we're trying to make him a boxer. He's a natural the way he is.
Get him in good shape, keep his eyes clear, his life clean. He's going to do the rest for you. That's a hard decision for a trainer to just go and say,
the pictures you saw earlier. I'm sorry, George. Pictures you saw earlier, incidentally, Augie Sanchez's wife and mother-in-law leaving the arena ahead of him. And now medical practitioners carefully taking Augie from the ring and no doubt to the nearest medical facility. We saw this the last time we were here at Foxwoods when a young man named Reyes Munoz was put in with Arturo Gatti in a very ill-advised matchup. Munoz wound up going to a hospital. Sanchez had many more qualifications for being in the ring with Prince Naseem, but Naz is a destructive natural phenomenon.
Let's hope that Foxwood, and certainly they should have as good a facility as the other places, huh?
Let's hope this is all precautionary. And now let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
I would like to let everyone know that Augie Sanchez is wide awake. He's fine, just as a medical precaution. He's been taken out. A round of applause. He can hear you, folks. Let's give him a hand. Referee Michael Ortega calls a halt to the bout at 2 minutes and 30 seconds of round number 4. The winner, and still the undefeated featherweight champion of the world, Prince Naseem Hamed.
Hey, where's money?
So Prince Naseem clocks his 35th victory, 31st by knockout. We continue to look down the road toward the possible matchups with great fighters like Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, and maybe someday at 130 pounds, Diego Corrales and Floyd Mayweather. But now all of those guys have yet another chapter to think about in developing their perceptions of Prince Naseem Hamed.
This is some kind of champion who sits and offers his title available, and all the contenders say no. It's unheard of, and for good reasons. He has power in both hands, and he has the eyes of an eagle.
It's interesting, George. Traditionally, fighters with this kind of talent, they clear out their weight class and they move up seeking new opportunity and money. We talked to Naz yesterday about going to 130 to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Diego Corrales, and he said, hey, wait a minute, haven't I moved up enough? It was a very interesting take because basically what he was saying is, my talents are maximized in this division.
That's right, and I've never heard it said so cleverly. The guy said, look, I can do it good at this weight, why should I move up when I'm just what I want? The perfect power, perfect leg weight, everything. Why move?
Yeah, in fact, Naz said, hey, is somebody asking Tiger Woods to put on 15 pounds? He's perfect for what he does. Let's go to Larry Merchant in the ring.
You always want to take down. All right, thank you very much, Jim. All right, congratulations. Congratulations, Naz. A question. There was some disputed knockdowns on both sides in this fight.
It's got to be with me, you know. You know I bring drama, excitement. You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope to a knockout. Now, wait. The main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish that Allah makes him nice and safe and there's nothing wrong with him at all. That I first pray for Allah. And I bless him. I want to thank Allah first for my win, for an unbelievable win. I came with a little bit of a sore throat. Bit of a husky voice, but I'm ready, man. As you've seen, no matter what happens here, I've got my faith in Allah and I will always prevail.
Second round, he hit you twice.
Yeah, I know.
You tripped. Was that a real knockdown? Did you when you remember?
I felt that my feet was a bit off balance, but I give him the shot. Yeah, I think he may should have got that knockdown. But saying that, it's up to the referee.
Right.
But saying that,
all right, maybe we'll be able to get it up here on our screen. But if we can't, there were also one or two occasions when you might have knocked him down, but he sort of draped himself on you and went to the canvas very shrewdly.
How many times did he do that, Larry?
I remember a couple of times at least.
Well, I'll let you know. It was more than a couple of times. Every time I hit him with the right hook, it really hurt him bad, and it's done. And that's what I'm telling you. Featherweights with Prince Naseem, when they get hit, it's a whole different story. When they get hit, it breaks the concentration and they get ready to get knocked out. I just hope that they're all safe. That's what I hope.
Well, at the end of the day, or at least of the night, did this kid belong in the ring with you?
You seen the guy knock me down. You seen the guy give me problems in some of the rounds. How can you say that should he be in the ring with me? Of course he should have been in. He's only lost one fight. He's got the same knockout percentage as me. Don't tell me about should he be in the ring with me. I pick out the best. I picked out a fight. I picked a fighter that is basically harder and a better puncher and more dangerous. The Barrera, Morales, all of them guys, and they never came to the table except Augie. Damn, I'm looking good.
All right. Barrera and Morales, many observers feel, will be fights that really define you as the great fighter you want to be recognized as. Yeah. When do you think you will get in the ring with them, or vice versa?
Listen, I tell you, and you know, Larry, that I wanted them in the ring for this fight, and they wouldn't come. Now you can tell there's a little bit of a thing on my throat, but you know what I mean? I came to the ring as a champion, as a 5-year celebrating my reign, and that guy tried to destroy it. But Morales and Barrera will come 2001 when they want it. And when they want it, they'll get knocked out, because I want it now.
Thank you very much. Congratulations for another knockout.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
All right, Jim, back to you.
Well, while we wait for the big fights, Prince Naseem is scheduled next to be in the ring November 4 against a mandatory challenger named Istvan Kovac. He's not on that list of all the terrific fighters we want to see Naseem fighting in the years to come. George, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but is there some kind of a helmet that Istvan Kovac could wear into the ring against this guy? Head protector or something?
Larry asked, as far as I'm concerned, the most profound question. In the long run, was this guy supposed to be in the ring with him?
Right.
You know, it took a lot of nerve, but he did ask that, and I'm proud of him for doing
Well,
so.
hey, listen, and I give Naz credit for being sportsmanlike enough to give all the credit he possibly could to Augie Sanchez within the interview.
Yeah, well,
he
Larry,
didn't belittle him.
Pretty brave, Larry.
All right, well, let's...
Good question.
You want to offer a final word on Naz's performance here tonight and the knockout of Sanchez?
Well, my first thought is that he did in New England what he did in Old England last time. He stopped the guy in the 4th round. But basically, I think that it's an illusion that Augie Sanchez belonged in the same ring with Naz. Augie Sanchez did not have the record of opponents to fight Naz and have a serious chance to be competitive. Yes, he made it interesting for a couple of rounds, but it was clear he was getting hurt. It's like a guy in a mile race who runs out in a fast quarter, and so he's competitive for a quarter. That doesn't mean he's a competitive miler. And Sanchez was not a competitive opponent. He was, as it turned out, I believe, a tune-up for what is going to be another tune-up in Naz's next fight. There are better fighters than Sanchez, who may not be Morales or Barrera, but can give him some more serious competition.
Well, don't tell him that. Tell him only Barrera and Morales can give him serious opposition. Yeah, all right. Meanwhile, a primary piece of business for the evening. We asked you on the website, do you like Naz's theatrical entrances? And as you look one more time at the vicious knockout, which quite properly ended the bout, we will give you the results. Your website responses on the question of whether you like Prince Naseem's theatrical ring entrances. 55% of you say no, only 45% say yes. We will forward the results to Naz and his handlers immediately. We'll have a final word about boxing in just a moment. Right now, let's look at some upcoming programs here on HBO.
Strong, spirited, and on the road to greatness. That's the heart and soul of Boxing After Dark. Now, one of the best young fighters in the world, undefeated champion Fernando Vargas, fresh off his domination of Ike Cortez, defends his junior middleweight title against top contender Ross Thompson. Plus, rising young star undefeated Vernon Forrest and veteran contender Raul Frank battle for the vacant world welterweight title. Vargas versus Thompson, Forrest versus Frank. Live Saturday, August 26th. And just a week later, more great Boxing After Dark action returns. Saturday, September 2nd with the sensational undefeated champion Eric Morales. HBO Boxing After Dark.
Dan, if you're going to be a part of the Inside the NFL team, it's critical that you understand our game plan.
First, the formation. Nick is wide left, I'm split right, and Lenny and Chris, they sort of clog up the middle. You're in the rookie seat. Know your assignment, get the job done, no mistakes.
And another thing, Dan, no slouching. Sit up. Now look at the perfect form that Chris displays here.
The hand gesture. Never speak without a hand gesture. And you've got to come up with your own signature move. Something like this.
And Dan, you have to begin every sentence with, when I played the game, because the viewers love that.
Okay, let's practice. You've got to be ready for anything.
Dan Marino, looking to make his mark on Inside the NFL. Premieres Thursday, August 31st on HBO.
Now, when I played the game.
On a serious note, one final word on Augie Sanchez. He has been taken to a nearby medical facility called Bacchus Memorial Hospital. We are told that Augie was talking with his father-in-law as he was taken out of the arena, and the hope is that all of the medical care which was taken with him was entirely precautionary. Certainly, we expect to be able to learn more in the next 24 hours. September 9, boxing fans are in for a unique programming doubleheader. During the afternoon, HBO's KO Nation comes back, with heavyweight sensation Clifford Etienne appearing once again, and Bronco McCart in a rematch against Winky Wright. Clifford Etienne and Bronco McCart against Winky Wright on KO Nation September 9. And then, later that evening, TVKO brings you Roy Jones Jr. defending his world light heavyweight championship against Eric Harding. Jones looks for a spectacular performance against Harding, who upset Antonio Tarver to get the chance. If you've been with us this evening on HBO's World Championship Boxing, you saw a knockdown drag-out battle between Antonio Diaz and Mickey Ward in the first fight, eventually won by Diaz on a unanimous decision. A courageous performance for the young man who came across country from Coachella, California to beat the New Englander in New England. And then, despite being knocked down, and it was ruled a slip, but you heard him say it was really a knockdown, by challenger Augie Sanchez, Prince Naseem Hamed delivered a devastating series of hard punches in a crescendo, climaxing with that combination right there, and knocked out Augie Sanchez for his 31st KO in 35 fights. Coming up immediately following our show, stay tuned for Oz on the East Coast and the premiere of The Right Temptation on the West Coast. And now for the entire HBO crew, I'm Jim Lampley saying so long from Mashantucket, Connecticut. The executive producer of HBO Sports is Ross Greenberg. Tonight's edition of World Championship Boxing was produced by Dave Harmon and directed by Mark Payton. The feature producer was Thomas Odelfelt. Associate Director Max Siegel. Assistant to the producer Thomas Huffine. Production Manager John McCallie. Technical Supervisor Roy Otaki. And the Technical Director was Doug Getz.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports, the network of